Welcome back to Rugby M here on Free Sports, joined by Jamie Jones-Buchanan and the legend that is Brian Noble. Now, we're going to catch up with two real characters of the game right now. Derek Bowman, Leona, and Marwan Kukesh. Salford owner up till very recently, but both these two guys they really wear their heart on the sleeve and they really love the game, Nobby.
Well, first and foremost, the admiration that you got to have for a lot of the owners of these clubs, because they put their own money in. It might be from their businesses, and they put a lot of their own money in. So you got to have that element of respect that comes with that. They're definitely both characters. They a bit like wear their hearts on their sleeve and say how it is, which when you're coming from Yorkshire, that's not a bad trait to have, is it? We generally tell the truth in and around where I come from, and they've got their opinions, and long may that be the case. You've been involved with the Bradford Bulls. Let me ask you, because you've been told by your mate in the car wash that you took all the money, you ruined Bradford. Yeah, right. You ruined the Bradford Wolf pack. You took all the money and you left. Yeah. Would you like to see Marwan involved there? Because it's important that they get a cash injection, they get somebody who's got a few quid to get them back up the leagues. Yeah, I'd love to see some money injected into the Bradford club. I have to say, Andrew Chalmers is making all the right noises, so give him his due. I mean, he's put some of his own money in there, and I'm clear. But I know that he's friends with Marwan. There may be a plan, might not be a plan. I'm not privy to that kind of information. But would I love to see a lot of money going to Bradford to boot them up the league? Absolutely, definitely. Right now, let's go over to Lee Sports Village and meet up with Marwan and his best mate in rugby, Derek Bowman. It wouldn't be a game down here without speaking to the big man, Derek Bowman, and his last, his best friend in the world, Marwan Kukesh. Derek, let's start with you. It's great to have rugby back down here at the Lee Sports Village, mate.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Look at this. Lee Centurions.
Is this the big news?
Oh, no, mate.
Has he joined up with you?
No, the big news is I've given on the weight loss challenge. We stopped it a year ago, and he's still losing weight. I think he needs to go to the doctors, mate. I'm really getting worried.
No, you're becoming just a fat You don't want to admit it.
Looking forward to the new season, mate. You've signed 19 new players. You've got rid of a lot of dead wood.
Well, he didn't get rid of them. Toronto took them.
This wolf came in and chased them all out, mate. Yeah, I'm skint now after that. 19 new players. Don't tell the missus. No. We look, at the end of the day, big respect to the guys that played for us and had a dig, but in the end, they're the ones that have to be accountable because the game's decided on the pitch, and in the end, we just weren't good enough. So Kieran's put his stamp on things, gave me the advice that what we needed to do, and I had the unfortunate side of dealing with the business side of it, and sorting it out. And he's recruited what hopefully we'll see today is a great squad. It's going to be, I think, the toughest championship we've seen. With 4 full-time teams, and some of those part-time teams, like the Batley, like the Halifax, they mean business. They can beat anyone on the day. Yeah, you can't underestimate the championship. Somebody said to me, "Welcome to the championship," as if it's a bad thing, and I was like, "We've been most of my life's been in championship, mate." We know exactly what it's about. We know how tough it is to go to Batley, play the Hill. We know how tough it is to go to Fairfax, all of them. I watched Swinton play Wigan Reserves the other week. Some tough guys in there, George Tyson, just Barlow as well. He's they've got my friend Andy Braycheck there. He puts it about a bit. So, there's no easy games in this, and Toronto are spending big, so it's going to be tough. And I'm taking nothing for granted. But this is the first time, Lee, in the championship have ever fielded a team where every single player has got either Super League or NRL experience, and that shows. Proud of that? I'm very, very proud of that. Yeah, and I'm proud of when I get people, like Sean Wayne and Justin Holbrook, both who've played us, who say, you're a Super League side in all but name. So we're working hard, and Marwan's working hard, leaving, making sure we've got at least a better chance if he's not involved.
The crowd go wild as the boys run out. Marwan, are you coming back to Rugby League? You've just left Salford, but are we going to see you back anytime soon? Because Lee, maybe a partnership with Derek. What do you reckon?
Well, I know. You'll never know. Maybe that's one of the options that's available to me.
A lot of people are talking about Marwan to Bradford resurrecting the Bulls. I'd love to see it.
Well, see it one day? To start with, right, what I'd like to do for the next few months is making sure Salford survive.
Yeah.
I've provided the new board with a chance to really make a big go of it this year. For example, the club is almost debt-free. They don't have to pay any of my debt They won't have.
You've taken
No,
your
no.
off the debt.
Well, there won't have to be any debt for at least 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So for this coming year, they have no debt.
Yeah.
The shared sponsorship that I negotiated for them, the different sponsorships, is actually twice more than any other Super League club.
Wow.
Right? And thirdly, the rent at the stadium that I've negotiated for them is cheaper than any other Super League club, and less than what this guy pays in the championship, right? Listen, excuse me, you spoke, I need to bloody speak, right? And so they've got a, I just need to stay around just to make sure that they survive and they can build on what we've done next year. As for me, I've got many options.
Is the dream Bradford? Is that the dream for Marwan Kukoc?
Well, Bradford, it could be Lee, it could be Cumbria, it could be another Super League club, but whatever I do, you know me, mate, it's not going to be boring.
I love it.
Alex, Marwan's CVA at Salford has had more holidays than Butlins in the last 5 years, I tell you now. But hey, listen, Wigan at Salford, I was there, got 15% more crowd than they did this time last year, so they're already making, big steps in an improvement, mate.
But as for Bradford, for Bradford, I really can't buy it myself. We've always talked about Mandy buying it.
Yep.
So if Mandy wishes to buy it, she's the best you should be asking.
Let's ask her, Mandy. Mandy, come on, Mandy. Come on, Mandy. She's walking away.
Alex, I'm really nervous because I can see Rich Whiting stood here, which means he's not been selected because he's fit. If Rich Whiting ain't good enough to get in that Toronto team, we've had it, I tell you now.
Fantastic to hear from two great characters there in Derek and Marwan. Right now it's time to check out a brand new feature sponsored by Age Partnership. This is Jamie Acton, Getting to Know You.
Jamie Acton, Axe, and Lease Insurance. Hero is Spider-Man, I reckon, since about 4 years old, so keep with him. Working for my missus, I think, probably something in her job, cleaning up or something like that behind the desks. Born in Chelsea, so stick with that, go to Chelsea. Not a big football fan, but yeah, Chelsea's my team. Anything mother-in-law cooks, so nothing in particular, but any of her Sunday lunches are spot on. First car was a convertible smart car, which I used to drive to Workington for about 2 or 3 hours, 3 nights a week, so I got some funny looks there. Gladiator is my all-time film, I think. Bit of a legend, wasn't it? Anything by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Bit of 1/4 old school rock stuff. So. Wrestling and rugby. My business partner's Tommy Holland, who plays for Batley. We've got a gym in Lee, Centurion Fitness. Get it in there, get down. Be a bit of wheel on playing against him this year, but looking forward to it. Not been to a gig, never been to a gig before, so can't answer that one. Oh, Naked Attraction. Although I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I'm not sure. New car or big holiday, something like that. Yacht. You all want me to say Ibiza, but I'm not. My missus with in Mexico probably last year. That was nice. Harrison Anson, legend. Oh, Miller and Carter Parbold. Spot on.
What a character the big man is, Jamie Acton. The Axe. the X. What do you reckon to playing over at Lee? Because you had some scrapes on the pitch, and then obviously you've met some characters on fan cam once.
Yeah, it's a great facility, isn't it, Lee Sports Village? And Lee, they're a decent club, they're a good club, and it's great to play over there. Took us right to wire last season. Obviously, we're not unfortunately going to play them this year, but I've really enjoyed my time with Rugby AM as well over there, doing the fan cam. A few people calling me Ben Jones Bishop, or John Jones Bishop, as they like to do. But they're good, mate. All Rugby League fans usually are, and Lee are no different.
Right, let's go over to the game. It's our game day. Every week we go out as Rugby AM and we visit a different ground, meet the fans. We do fan cam with Wayne, Wagger, Taurus, Godwin. And we also get to meet the players and obviously some of the characters that make the clubs what they are. So this week, Lee versus Toronto. Let's go over there right now for our big game day experience. It's game day 2018. We're here at the Lee Sports Village for what is set to be a grudge match as Lee take on Toronto. Last time we were here, Wagger, it was the £1 million game. And you're a fixture this year here most weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait. We was here. We witnessed Lee Centurions lose the Super League status. It's going to be a massive fixture for the championship. Toronto, there's a lot of ex-Lee players in that Toronto pack. Paul Rowley coming back. It's going to be an exciting game. I think there's going to be some biff. Simo.
It's going to be outstanding. Joe Westerman dropping down a division as well. There's some real quality on show. We're going to speak to the fans. We're going to speak to the players. It's going to be an all-action afternoon right here at the Lee Sports Village.
Rich, pleasure to see you, mate. How's preparations gone? How's pre-season gone this year with the Wolfpack?
Personally, not being the best. I've had a couple of injuries. I tore my calf second week of pre-season, so personally, I've had better pre-seasons, but we're back round to the games now. So even though I'm not playing today, which I am gutted about, there's plenty of games during the season. So hopefully, there's plenty of games for us to play in.
Sure is. How disruptive we're losing them three key players: Fui Moi, Taylor, and Bailey.
Obviously, it'd be disruptive for anyone. They're three big players, but three big characters as well. We've started to bring some players in now to kind of not to replace them, but to kind of bolster our numbers. Jack Buchanan, Nick Rawsthorne, who are both playing today. So, it's about bringing the right kind of people in as well. And even though it's a big loss losing those players, there's kind of not been a big knee-jerk reaction. And, the club are looking for the right kind of players to bring in. Best way.
Who's impressed at the new signings, Rich, then? Who's really taking shine to the Wolfpack squad?
Everyone, all the new signings who have come in, they've trained hard, they've put the best foot forward. My big mate from Cass Westy, travel with him every day.
Character.
He's a character. He might not look the best, but when it comes to doing the ball work, he's a sharp with the ball as I've seen him. So, he's gone well, but so has Josh McCone. But everybody else, like I said, all the new signings have gone really well.
Let's on to work.
Wagger's back for the 2018 LD Nutrition Fan Cam. It's going to be crazier than ever. So fans, please come and see me. What have we got, us lifers? We've got some. Talk to us.
We've been beaten by Lee reserves. It's embarrassing.
The problem that got us relegated is still here, and that's the coach. Everybody else has gone and he's still here.
I'll be honest, I got it wrong. Lee went 12-0 up. I was thinking Slee's day. At home as well, everything going for them.
Yeah, we looked good. That first 10 minutes we looked good, and then after that we completely lost it. They slowed us down, they threw it out, and Rowley proving how good of a coach he is.
Oh, we've found a Wolfpack. Can you give me a howl? Howl! Oh! You must be. Why Toronto, by the way?
Sorry? Why not? It's a great setup, great idea. Came to watch them last year a few times, and I love it.
Oh, there's only one! There's only one Wolf. We'll be sat with Lee Brains watching the game. And there's only one. Toronto. Bring it on. What's your name?
Riley.
Riley, what would you say to the Lee Centurions team right now? If you were in the changing room, you and Neil Jukes, what would you say to the team? Oh, language! He said it! Can you believe that one out? Can we say on TV? I'm not sure. Would you go in there and motivate them?
Yeah.
They're still knocking about. They've been beaten. First game in the championship by Toronto, who I thought the better team today. Must be very disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed. I think we build it up as a massive grudge match and it's backfired for us. Toronto did exactly what we did for a few years over Rowley, and they just bullied us off the park. Because Liam Wood going off in the first half and Mortimer coming on sort of changed the way we played a little bit. Hood's a lot more direct and he went at him. Daniel Mortimer tried to play a little bit too much at times, but yeah, I think Hood's a good player.
And they won't get a good talking to when Beaumont comes in, be honest, because he's not going to take that.
No, he's not going to take that. He's heavily invested in that squad. He wants to get straight back into Super League, no word about it.
I saw him upstairs and I saw Kukash.
He looked confident, didn't he?
And all that. And no, he's, like I said, he's put his money in Derek and I love him to pieces and he's Lee through and through.
Ole! 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 Come on! Ole! Ole! They're still in good spirits. They've been beaten first game of the season.
No, we got beat by the rejects, let's put it that way.
Oh, all rejects.
Liam Kay, look at his bad haircut.
Bad haircut, Liam Kay. Get it cut, mate. They're calling for it
Ryan
cut.
Riley called one of my mates ugly.
They're throwing some punches here.
I'd like to see Riley.
Where do you live?
Lee.
Lee, oh, you can find him in Lee, boys.
I'd like to see Riley and Liam Kay run that North Stand. Liam Kay like this.
The fans in the North Stand were singing their hearts out for him, and it looked like they didn't want it. First half, first 20 minutes was all right. Second,
come on. Yeah, come on, let's have a shoulder. Shandy! Oh! Shandy Bass is back!
What we need though is people like Mickey and just would have kept hold of him, and people like this, Wayne Godwin.
Can't rip! Oh! Wagger!
Kevin Cunningham, he should be in there.
Oh, you've heard it here first. Kieran Cunningham, the next Leeds.
Oh,
Jonesy! He's got one more year at Leeds and then he's going to be the league coach.
Mickey, I am next league coach, yeah.
Let's go to work, TZ. Let's go to work, soldiers.
12-0 down, under the sticks. Toronto down. The North Stand singing, team full of rejects. How good did it feel when Liam Kay made that interception last second to take an unassailable lead for your first win of the season in this cauldron today?
Yeah, it was certainly an atmosphere I'll probably never forget. But we knew what we was coming into. We knew it was going to be a real hostile environment. Obviously, I played here a long time and understand they've got a great set of fans behind them sticks, and they certainly make it difficult for you. But I think in our heads we kind of knew if we weathered the storm we'll be okay. They went real big and aggressive really early, and for us it was just about weathering that storm. They're a great side, plenty of talent, plenty of size, strength. They're a bunch of big boys, and they take some handling. But I think what brought us through probably a bit of togetherness, and I think behind the stick we were saying we're okay. There were no desperation from us. We was all right. So yeah, great to get the win on the belt. But we understand it's round one.
At the end of the day, mate, we were done. We were really done in that game. To give 14 penalties away and have sort of 50% completion, you can't expect to win a game, and we'll never give ourselves a chance.
We'll do video tomorrow. It's been a learning curve for us. You know, we'd played 2 good pre-season games, but today we just want up to that standard. So we'll have a look tomorrow, then we'll build into the battle again.
This is a very symbolic place for me. It's the first place that I came to when I got into rugby league. I made my first trip over to England, and the first people I met were Alan Rowley and Paul Rowley. Alan Rowley was CEO of Lee, Paul Rowley was head coach, and I came over to get some jerseys for a local side that I started called Toronto Centurions. As I started the local amateur, the whole scene. I started the whole federation, and so actually this is a very special place for me. And I told them that day that I would come back with the Toronto team to Lee Sports Village to play against Lee Centurions. I didn't know that they'd be involved in the side and Paul Rowley would be the coach, but hey, it all works out the way it worked out, and it couldn't have worked out better today.
Looking forward to this week, Jones, there's some key fixtures coming up, and obviously it's important for you. Let's start with Wigan Hull in Australia. A Super League fixture in Australia.
Yeah, it's a good one for Hull and Wigan fans. That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know what, I think it's good though that they're going over there and
would you not have gone somewhere else?
Well, maybe, but they're playing some NRL teams as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I just think that 3 fixture mode for the World Club Challenge or around the World Club Challenge is really good. I don't know what you think, Tommy. In the past few years, I've enjoyed watching the 3 NRL teams versus the 3 Super League teams.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I always had the mantra when was the national coaches, I wanted to play Australia every week because they were the best team in the world then. And you only aspire to be the best and get above the best when you're playing them all the time. And I'm a bit of an expansionist in that respect. I think this is going to be a pretty tough trip for both Wigan and for Hull, and maybe for Leeds. As I said, I think I've been slightly suspicious they might be a little bit knocked around. So I'm confident they would have built that into their allowances, and full credit to all the teams going down there.
Right, Thursday night, Huddersfield Giants versus Warrington Wolves, and also the Rhinos taking a look at Tellen Road. The clash.
Yeah, well, first of all, it'd be good to welcome Danny Maguire back to Leeds, obviously.
You're going to welcome him,
yeah, I'm doing my best. He'd be disappointed if I didn't, to be honest with you. But it's good for both of us as well. At the football ground, we both grew up as Leeds United fans, but it's always a great spectacle, and it's obviously the last game before we go to play Melbourne, so that should be an humdinger. Looking forward to that. And also, Huddersfield and Warrington, interesting game because both teams need a win, don't we?
It's hard to say that in game 2, doesn't it? You don't want to go 0-2, but Warrington under Steve Price will be looking for their first W. Huddersfield, clearly as well there. So it's got quite a meaning to the game, hasn't it? At Huddersfield, they'll be looking to set a stall down at their own ground down there. I'm really interested in that fixture. I've been to see which way it goes.
Wakefield versus Salford on Friday night. Tough one for Salford. I reckon Wakey are going to get right into that home crowd the first time out down at Bellevue. Old stadium. It's going to be one of them cold winter nights, and I think the big boys are going to want to get over the top.
Well, you should be a summariser. You just nailed that one because that's a tough gig for Salford, but they need a response. Their coach has publicly said we need to be better. Their captain's publicly said we need to be better. So they're going to fully muscled up down there, but I just think Wakefield got too much for them.
I agree.
Catalan versus St Helens Saturday over in Perpignan, and you never know what you're going to get. In these months, it could be torrential downpour, it could be beautiful sunshine, but it's
I remember when Super League first came out, and I went with the Bradford team. Actually, so it wasn't. I'd gone to Wigan, so 2000. I went with the Wigan team, and it was early in the season, and I'm thinking, I'll take my T-shirt, my shorts, and there was snow. The Pyrenees was full of snow. There was snow in the streets of Perpignan, and I was in shock for 3 days, thinking, this is not summer rugby. I'm in the south of France, in a beautiful part of the world, and it's full of snow. So they're likely to get cold, windy conditions there because it's a windy place. It's Perpignan. I think Saints have just got the bit between the teeth. Catalans are going to have to be good.
Castleford versus Widnes on the Sunday. Again, Castleford have to have a response. I don't think Powley's going to be right happy this week. They're going to be doing a lot of running.
Well, no, they like to sing that Sweet Caroline, don't they? And it's been a few games for them now, and I think they'll be looking for a big response. Darryl will be into them this week, and I think he mentioned a fair few times their attitude, and I reckon the majority of training this year would have been around attitude and starting really well.
Right, it's time now to say a big welcome to all our new viewers across Free Sports. Big shout to everybody up in Cumbria who are watching us for the first time. All those people in Manchester who couldn't see us before, it's great to have you with us. One feature that's really important about Rugby AM is our website and our YouTube channel. Get us on rugbyam.co.uk. Loads of great articles, loads of great videos, and catch up on all our shows. One article that does stand out, and I really enjoy reading it, is the Team of the Week by a guy called Mike Andrews. And this is Mike Andrews' pick of his Team of the Week. So in the Team of the Week this week, Ben Barber makes it at fullback. On the wings, Liam Marshall. And in the centre, Mark Percival. Oliver Gildart in the other centre. Tom Johnson from Wakefield on his return on the wing. And Jacob Miller, Milky, makes it in at 6. Richie Myler in the half-back. And your props this week, David Fafita and Scott Taylor. And in the hooking position, Saints captain James Roby. And in the second row, he's got in there first week, Team of the Week, the old dog, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, partnered with Christine, who looks a bit like Dennis Bett's love child, looks just like him, doesn't he?
Let me tell Dennis that. You might get a gruff response.
Is he the Robin?
He is the Robin. And in the loose forward position, Chris Houston, the guy that looks really old, but he's not that old, and he's also from the Widnes Vikings. So a massive thank you for our first show on Free Sports to legend Nobby. Thanks for coming down, mate. Have you enjoyed your time with us?
Absolutely brilliant. Love the new studio. How colourful and nice it is. But looking at you two is a bit of a distraction, but we got away with it.
We're trying our best, Jones.
Thanks for your time, Paul. It's always inspiring to see you. I remember way back when I was about 9, you come down to Stanley to give us trophies out. No, but I never forgot him. Always makes me smile, and it's great to have you. Will you come back?
To Stanley?
To Rugby AM?
Of course I will, yeah. Anytime you want.
Good on you.
Next week's big game day is us going down to the big clash down at Ellen Road. as Leeds take on Hull KR. And we're also going to do a special feature about a film we've got coming out in the cinema, a proper film like. It's going to be on the big screen, and it's telling the story of the 2015 Rhinos season. Jonesy, I think it's going to be a game changer for Rugby League.
It could be. I'm not going to say too much about it. I will say, though, to all Rugby League fans out there, the fact that Leeds Rhinos are in it is incidental. This film is about Rugby League and the journey that players go on. And this was a pretty special one, and it could be the crowning jewel for me. But we'll see.
And one man who's on the pitch this week and also in the film is Danny Maguire, and he's going to be joining us in the studio with hopefully Lee Hickin as well, the editor of the film. So we're going to be speaking all about Rugby League. Back next week, Rugby and Free Sports. Thanks to Nobby. Make some noise for Nobby! Woo! We'll see you next week. Good night, God bless.